In this episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about difficult decisions, creepy hallucinations, double standards, and leaving us on a cliffhanger in our discussion of Eye of the Shitstorm by Jackson Ford. Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult books, series, authors, and voice actors that is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're going to discuss Eye of the Shitstorm by Jackson Ford.
Standard disclaimer, if you haven't read this book, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us and go read the book. Then come back. If you haven't done this but want to pretend that you have, or if you don't care about spoilers, or if you just like the show so much that you don't care about any of that, then listen up. Woo! I was super excited about this one.
Yes, it is a well-known fact that we are massively in love with Jackson Ford, aka Jackson Rob, aka Rob One, aka J Rob, aka all of the other very loads of names, all the names.
Rob Bufford.
Well, that's just the
probably
legal
should throw
name.
that in there too.
Yeah, but that's just the legal name.
Yeah, but he also writes
does.
under that name. He's got some stuff there too.
That's true. That is very true. Nice sci-fi books.
Yep. Not as ridiculous as these, though, which is what we're here for.
And if you don't know how much we're in love with him, then you need to go back and you need to check out four episodes where we discuss The Girl Who Could Move Shit With Her Mind, Random Shit Flying Through the Air, and 2 other bonus episodes with Jackson Ford.
Yes.
The first one of which has Amanda having a rap battle with him. So, it's a thing, it's on the internet, you need to check that out.
It wasn't really a rap battle. We just rapped together.
True.
And it was wonderful.
It was.
There was no fighting involved. It was peaceful. But it was perfect. And I loved it.
I don't think he expected what he got. And then what he got delighted him.
Yeah, really. I mean, there's no telling what's going to come out when we start talking to people about things. And he's as ridiculous as we are.
Yeah. So
it just makes everything like 30 times worse because really, you really have no idea what we're going to say or do. Yes. And it makes for the most perfect podcast episodes ever.
Yes. I love it when people just roll with it and go along with it.
I know.
Make it spiral. It's perfect.
I love it when people put up with us.
Thank you, listeners. Oh, dear me. Do we have any background for this one?
Well, Jackson did an Ask Me Anything on Reddit a few days ago. He was asked, what kind of trouble would you get into if you could move shit with your mind? Wait, maybe you already can? So his response was, I would mercilessly fuck with people. Pulling down pants zippers, tying shoelaces together, moving their drink just out of reach every time. I may have thought a lot about this.
Yeah.
And I can see it. I can see it happening.
It's a man with a plan.
Just slightly messing with people. Yeah, definitely.
Nothing hugely malevolent, nothing hugely horrible, just enough to irritate and annoy and grate.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's a villain.
He's a lovable asshole.
He is a lovable asshole. Definitely a lovable asshole. And if you go and listen to the bonus episode, which you should because it's fantastic, we introduce the asshole as a brand new superhero. So be sure you check that out.
Yeah, just go and check that out. Be sure you check out the asshole. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you could even stop this episode now and go listen to the bonus one first and then come back if you wanted to. We would not be upset.
No. And don't forget to check out the other 4 as well. We're building up our own series of bonus episodes where we just escalate and mutate and evolve.
Yes, and not always in good ways.
No.
No.
entertaining ways, at the very least.
No. So, do you have any initial thoughts other than, yay, we're so excited this book is out and we've been waiting for it for forever and now it's finally out?
That's essentially it. Yes, that's essentially it. I've had this book on pre-order since it came on pre-order, and it's one of my anticipated books of the year as well. So, at last, I was so excited to get it in my hands. Obligatory photograph taken with it, posted on social media, looking like a dork. So yeah.
Yes, and then I had to be a dick and one-up you and take a picture with both of my copies.
Yeah. Dick is right. I mean, you know, I also feel like we need to go in and say there's going to be a lot of swearing in this. It's in the title. It's Eye of the Shitstorm. There's going to be a lot of swearing in this episode. So, ma'am, sorry.
You can't have an episode about a book called Eye of the Shitstorm without cursing at least once every paragraph.
There's going to be a lot of 4-letter words. And if you care to count them, go for it. But yeah, just pre-warn you now.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I'm not.
Anyway, so Tegan, Africa, and Annie are in a terrifying high-speed chase down the LA River. You know that giant storm drain from all your favorite LA action movies? Yeah, that one. They're speeding away from a pissed-off biker gang with guns. They're pissed because Tegan and co. stole a shit ton of methamphetamine from them. Tegan uses her PK, her psychokinesis, to stop a few of them and steal some of their guns, but there's still several coming. Just as they dodge some earthquake damage from the massive quakes caused in the last book by a monstrously evil super genius child who could, well, cause earthquakes, a huge SUV comes careening toward them. Tegan uses her PK to try to stop them, but they're coming too fast, and then there's a huge crash. Meth is everywhere, all over and inside Tegan.
Ooh.
Their van is on fire, and then a bridge collapses on top of them. It's just another day for Tegan. I mean, really.
It's a day ending in Y for Tegan Frost. But let's back up a little bit before the car chase. Tegan, Africa, and Annie are at a rundown high-rise hotel, chatting big guns with the legend biker gang. After all the quakes, the world kind of turned upside down. Everything is run down and crime is on the rise. Tegan and the China shop crew are scoping out these guns as part of their government job. Then Moira Tanner and the rest of her secret government crew will come in and take care of things. The bikers somehow find out about China shop and they try to shoot Africa, but Tegan won't let any triggers pull, so then they toss Africa off the balcony. Friendly bunch. They also toss Tegan over after she puts up a loud, obnoxious fight, and then Annie a short time later. Luckily for our crew, Tegan's got her PK. She safely caught everyone on a couch from a room a few floors down and deposited them semi-carefully on the balcony.
Semi-carefully.
Semi-carefully sofa surfing, yeah.
Annie's pissed because she doesn't like heights. If you'll remember from book 1, where they flew 80 stories on a chair. She's also always pissed at Tegan since Paul, her boyfriend and the logistics guy in China Shop's crew, was killed by Matthew, the psycho earth mover from book 2, which is also somehow Tegan's fault in Annie's mind. They begin to work their way out of the rundown hotel, but then Tegan fills a meth lab with her PK, so they go investigate. But they are met by some of the bikers. They beat them up, no problem, no big deal. Tegan's pretty pissed that they're using this once beautiful kitchen to break bad, so she decides they need to steal the meth. The police probably won't come for a long time after they call and tell them about the meth lab, and they really don't want this shit on the streets. They steal a van, pack it with 40 pounds of meth, and head out. But then run into more bikers outside. And now we're finally back to the beginning.
Excellent. So, the van is crashed and the bridge is collapsed on top of it, and meth is everywhere, and Tegan's high out of her mind. This amps her PK way past 11. She can do anything. All matter, organic and inorganic, is at her whim. She bricks all of the phones nearby, breaks all the cameras, tosses huge chunks of bridge off the van, flings bikers through the air, the works. She's unstoppable thanks to the meth. She thinks about her dead, quote-unquote, brother and sister and the powers that they had, and she doesn't hate the memory. But she shouldn't like this feeling. It's bad. Doing meth is bad. Africa's girlfriend is a recovering addict. It's bad. Underlined in capitals, it's bad. But it's so good. You know what else is good? Fried chicken. Oh,
what?
Yeah, fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
Yeah.
Reggie is trying to make sense of what the hell just happened with her crew. What in the world was Tegan doing before the cameras cut out? It really seems like when things go awry with Tegan's PK, they go literally as awry as humanly possible. Yeah. Tegan can do a lot of things, and she can also really mess stuff up. Reggie is sure that Moira is going to call her any minute, demanding an explanation because she's getting in over her head at China Shop since Paul's death. She may be an excellent hacker and computer mastermind, but Reggie just can't keep China Shop organized and running smoothly. That was Paul's job, and Moira won't hire anyone to take his place. What Reggie doesn't expect is a phone call from an acting agency asking her to audition. Reggie loves acting, but no one wants an incomplete quadriplegic to play any real roles. She should be focusing on who told the bikers about China Shop, but before she can think too much about either of these things, Moira calls. Something is up. Reggie calls Tegan during an awkward conversation between her, Nick, her former crush, and Africa, who awkwardly friended Nick on Facebook. Tegan is coming down from her meth high and feeling really weird. She's confused when Reggie says something about being electrified.
Oh. A storage unit in Glendale is electrified. The man working inside freaked out when everything he touched, metal, wood, plastic, the floor, began to shock him like a live wire. He got out, ran across the street, and called 911. Now Reggie wants China Shop to check it out. Is it another extra normal person like Tegan, like Matthew, like Jake? Moira wants Africa to take point on this mission, which is weird because while they were eating fried chicken earlier, Tegan asked Africa why he seems to be sucking up to Moira, and now she wants him to lead? Reggie asks Moira if this is another person from the school that Matthew is from, but she's cagey with her response. They'll find out soon enough if China Shop does their job.
Except Tegan's having trouble doing her job right now.
I wonder
She's
why.
crashing hard from the meth. And seemingly skipping through time?
What?
She can't do anything right. If she just had a little more meth, then she'd... Nope, stop it. Stop it. Do not say that. Stop it. They arrive at the electrified storage building and can't figure out how to get inside to check it for another person like Tegan. Africa wants her to scan the building, but Annie actually knows Tegan and knows this job and knows it's no hope right now. Tegan barfs and her head clears a little, which helps her come up with a terrible plan. Hoverboard through the electrified building on a car door. Tegan floats around, trying to find the power source without touching anything. She sees a dead body, yikes, but keeps going. She gets to the top floor and hears sobbing. Deciding announcing herself is the way to go, she floats around the corner.
And finds a small boy. His name is Leo, and he's waiting on his dad to get back so they can go to see his uncle. They're running from the zigzag man who can make you see things. Okay, yikes, what? No, thank you.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Tegan asks about the school and if Leo knows Matthew, the boy who can move dirt. Leo knows him as Lucas and hates him. Sensible. Well, this is a good start, good introduction. We like this. Tegan tells Leo that his dad won't be able to get back to him because of the electricity and asks if he'll come with her. He says if she's working for the Zigzag Man, he'll zap her. So again, yikes. Oh my goodness. But eventually he agrees to come. Tegan doesn't really know what she's going to do with this kid, but she knows she's got to keep him safe. Safe from the Zigzag Man and safe from any place she was kept as a kid or a teen. Safe from Moira Tanner.
They sneak out of the building by means of a hole Tegan makes in the side of it between some dumpsters. She also opens up a hole in the fence nearby, and then Leo bolts straight through and into the field beyond. Tegan tries to keep up, but she's still coming down from her meth and feeling gross. When she finally catches Leo, someone else has caught them. It's a police officer. But he thinks they're homeless wanderers who are in the wrong place at the wrong time and sends them on their way. Whew! Reggie, meanwhile, is getting worried. Annie and Africa haven't seen Tegan, even though the electricity has stopped flowing through the building. If Tegan died, there wouldn't be a china shop anymore, and Reggie could do whatever she wanted.
Ooh.
Nope, stop thinking about that. Stop thinking that. That's not a good trail to follow. Something is going on. Someone is messing with their communication. Someone told the gang about China Shop. Something is going on. Tanner calls, demanding a report, but Reggie lies and says Tegan is still looking. Annie and Africa go into the building and begin their own search, but nothing.
Tegan and Leo are in the LA River, but then Leo stops. He says Tegan is a liar. She said his dad was outside and they're not anywhere near him, and she's a liar, but not the Zigzag Man, and he doesn't like her. Well, she'd like to yell at him and shake him, but he'd just shock her, so she has to calm down and think through the remaining meth come down. It's not going to be easy. She explains that his dad couldn't get back into the building and the police will not let them be together, so they have to go somewhere safe. Now, who can she call who knows about her PK and who won't immediately freak out and call the cops? Oh no, not him. Anybody but him. But she can't call him because her phone is busted and she doesn't know his number by heart anyway. But Google does. Fine. Tegan borrows Leo's phone and calls Nick. After some arguing, and Nick being a jerk, Tegan explains what's going on. That she's got an extra normal 4-year-old with her and that they need help. Amazingly, Nick offers to come meet them.
After trudging through the river and thinking about a ton of terrible things, not getting to go to cooking school, Annie hating her guts out, ghosting Nick, Tegan notices that Leo is walking funny. His leg and hand are shaking. He calls this his wiggles and explains that they happen when he uses his electricity. So it's kind of like Tegan when she uses too much PK. She tries to ask Leo about the school again, but he goes quiet. So they keep trudging until Tegan feels someone coming up to them. Someone with a syringe. They're really close to the place where they're supposed to meet Nick, but then Jonas Schmidt, the extremely wealthy, extremely handsome German businessman that Tegan kind of had a crush on before the earthquakes, appears. Reggie, meanwhile, is trying, through Annie and Africa, to find Tegan. But then Annie's camera and audio drop. What's causing this to happen? Africa tells Reggie to connect him to Tanner, which she refuses to do. What's going on with Africa and Tanner? Reggie tells Africa to go back to the storage building and get the cops to help him search for Tegan. He asks what Tanner said, and Reggie lies, telling him Tanner is just as concerned about Tegan. Africa doesn't really believe her, but he continues his search.
Jonas Schmidt is getting ever closer to Tegan, but there's no way he could be here. In the fucking LA River, come on.
No.
Tegan must be coming down, and coming down hard, but it's so warm and nice, and Jonas is here, and Leo is screaming, and the hypodermic needle is close to him. Oh no, snap out of it, snap out of it. Leo is screaming, Zigzag Man. Yikes. All the yikes.
I got genuinely creeped out by this.
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
Zigzag Man lulls Tegan into a safe place again, but then she hears Nick shouting too. Tegan keeps blurring between reality and whatever the Zigzag Man wants her to see, but then he's running away and Annie is there helping Tegan up. Why couldn't the Zigzag Man control Annie's mind? What's going on? Nick called Annie after Tegan called him, asking for help, and she came. Tegan explains to Annie about keeping Leo safe from Tanner and the Zigzag Man, and that they can't tell Africa because he's clearly got something going on with Tanner. Tegan just wants to find out about the school and who's making these extra normal kids. Speaking of, Leo is gone. Ah, shit.
Shit.
Wily 4-year-olds.
Leo has run, and when everyone realizes, he's far away. Then he falls into the river. Nick is fast and dives in after him. Annie wishes Leo would just drown, but rushes over to help anyway. Tegan can't believe that. Nick pulls Leo out, and he's his hero now, so together they set off toward Compton. Some time passes, and Tegan trips, practically falling asleep while walking. Annie keeps her from falling, but is angry about it, because that's Annie. Tegan finally snaps and asks Annie what her problem is. Annie tells Tegan that just because she thinks she's invincible, it doesn't mean that everyone around her is too. Leo asks Tegan if she's going to apologize for whatever she did to make Annie mad, but really, she shouldn't apologize. It's not her fault all this is happening. Annie storms off, but then they hear a scuffle and a dog getting hurt. Leo runs to help, and they end up stopping 2 guys from robbing a 3rd. Leo shocking one, and Tegan keeping the other from stabbing anyone with a knife. The would-be robbers leave, and the man, Grant, with the dog, Bradley Cooper, offers them coffee. I love that the dog's name is Bradley Cooper. Grant has been homeless since the earthquake, but has a microwave set up in his encampment and makes a mean cup of instant coffee. He tells the group they should head to the FEMA setup at Dodger Stadium. Uh-oh, Annie won't want to go there. That's where Paul died.
Reggie gets word from Tanner that she's about to have their connections restored, so she contacts Africa quickly to tell him that she lied about telling Tanner Tegan was missing, and they have to pretend everything is fine. It's all good. Africa reluctantly goes along with it. Moira then apologises privately to Reggie about not hiring someone to replace Paul, and reveals that she's in over her head with keeping China Shop going and also trying to find out info about the school. It's surprising that Tanner is acting so human? Yeah, probably the easiest word to describe her. Tegan, Nick, Leo and Annie make it to the stadium, but Annie just can't go in. She waits a little ways away while the others go in for food and supplies. They did not think they would run into Africa. He approaches them and tells Tegan they've got to take Leo to Tanner. No, that's a bad idea. Nick acts as their lawyer and tells Africa he has no right to take Leo, but Africa grabs him up. Big mistake. Leo shocks him, and then there's soldiers everywhere, demanding they get on the ground. Tegan tries to get Leo and Nick to leave, but one of the soldiers tries to shoot them. Luckily, Tegan has all their guns locked. Then they dive at them until they get blasted away by lightning. Leo calls down so much lightning that it seems at least 5 soldiers are dead. Then he has a seizure. Yikes.
Tegan and Nick, carrying Leo, trudge off to meet Annie at the bridge they collapsed earlier. Tegan is coming down off an adrenaline rush now in addition to her meth crash, and she does exactly the thing a white person shouldn't do to a black person. She tells Nick he shouldn't have spoken to Africa the way he did, because what Tanner is doing is outside the law, and no one will ever understand what Tegan is going through. Yikes. Anyway, They keep going and think they see Annie, but instead, it's the biker gang again. Fuck. They've got Annie, and now they've got Tegan, Nick, and Leo, too.
Oh, shit. When Reggie finally hears from Africa, what she learns isn't great. He's going to go after Leo and kill him. He says that's what Tanner would want if she even knew any of this was happening. Reggie won't have it. She decides to go out and find Tegan and the boy herself. She puts Tanner off with more lies about rebooting and communication issues, and then there's remarkably quick about deciphering where they are headed. But Reggie can do practically anything, so she calls a cab and heads for Compton. But they're not going to Compton anymore because they've been kidnapped by bikers. Pop, the leader of the gang, is a tiny little woman who wants Tegan to work for her. She wants to make a video of Tegan using her powers so all the other gangs will realise what happened to them and stop thinking they're weak. Sure, yeah, let's do that. Pop also realises that Tegan has used some of their meth, so she offers more. Tiny bag. Tegan accepts.
Pop lifts her phone to record, and Tegan uses her PK, though not like a performing monkey. Tegan shoves the phone into Pop's mouth, shattering her teeth. Backup arrives, but Tegan takes them down too. Before locking them inside the room and heading out to find her friends, Tegan pockets the baggie of meth. For later. She's gonna safely experiment on her own. Later.
Science, baby.
She heads out through what turns out to be a rundown train depot. She struggles with finding her friends. If she just used a little meth, she'd boost her PK and find them instantly. No, don't do it. Don't. Yes, do it. No, don't. She's just about to when she runs into two more bikers. She knocks one out and takes the other at gunpoint to find her friends. But then she falls asleep. It's just a micro sleep, but she drops the gun and the biker yells to kill the hostages. No, not gonna happen. Tegan whips a train car around and knocks everybody out, except for her hostage. Annie takes care of him once she and Nick are free to move. But where's Leo? They search the depot and find a room full of laughing children?
They bust in, Annie going for the teacher, who is just that. She's a teacher. Turns out, in addition to selling guns and drugs, Pops is also helping children orphaned by the quake. Hang on, what? Isn't she supposed to be some kind of hard biker woman person? Gang leader? She did say something earlier about doing more for people than the government will ever do, but this was at the same time she had Tegan set to perform on camera whilst threatening her friends, so you might have missed it. Anyway, they leave the children with their teacher, take Leo and leave. But great. The National Guard has caught up with them. Well, fuck. Just as they start to fire, the Legends gang comes out, also firing. It's a massive gunfight, and for once Tegan and co are not involved. Tegan starts up one of the motorcycles with her PK. It launches into the fight, which is not what she was going for. Annie holds Tegan tight, preparing for the end, but it doesn't come. The gunfight moves into the depot, so they steal some more bikes and head out. Then Jonas Schmidt walks up. Fucking yikes, man, the six sandbaggers back. Shit.
Oh no, fucking yikes. Fucking yikes, the Zigzag Man.
Do not like.
He's inside Tegan's head much quicker than before, beckoning her to come into his house where she will be safe. She agrees. She takes his hand. She wants to be safe, wants to be free. But then Jonas's face turns into Nick's, and then into her old friend Carlos. And he's on fire and melting and beckoning her to come into his house. No, thank you. She snaps out of her trance, Annie's puking, and Leo and Nick are screaming. Then Pop comes out with an assault rifle. the Zigzag Man takes her out quickly. Then Annie drives straight into him with her motorcycle. He gets clipped, but now Tegan, Annie, Nick, and Leo really are driving away. Reggie, meanwhile, has just gotten into a cab after some very clever hackery threats to the driver, who is essentially a shitbag. But now she's on her way. Maybe this is her last job. Maybe she'll quit after this one. Whether she does or not, she's going to do this job, get the team back together, and she's going to do it well.
Tegan and Co have escaped on the motorcycles. She's riding on the back of a bike driven by Annie while Nick and Leo are on the other. Tegan is having microsleeps again and dreams of riding horses with her sister Chloe with her infrared vision, who, as far as she knows, is dead. Burned up in the house fire with her brother Adam, who never sleeps, and their parents, who give them all their powers. But then she wakes again. Nick crashes his bike, but he and Leo are fine. They're all exhausted though, so they plan to get off the streets for a bit and head to Union Station. They rest and talk about movies and make jokes, but then a group of squatters comes in, tries to mug them and kick them out. But then Grant, the homeless man with the microwave, and his dog Bradley Cooper come out. Yay, Bradley Cooper's back. They then go to a huge homeless encampment not too far away in the Elia River and under crumbling freeway bridges. Tegan briefly thinks about a spot she saw earlier that could cause flash flooding, but that's put out of her mind quickly, especially when she's offered steak sandwich. Oh, food, finally. It's good. It's a good steak sandwich.
Food. Tegan's also worried about everyone catching up to them. The Legends, the National Guard, the Zigzag Man, Africa. But, geez, they need to eat and rest for a minute or two. There's a moment between just Tegan and Nick where they hash out all the terrible stuff that's happened between them, and they agree to just start over from scratch after all of this is over. Even though the Zigzag Man makes her see Jonas, she realizes that she really wants to be with Nick. Reggie, meanwhile, has been dropped off by her cab, but can't get her wheelchair up to the river. She's stuck and frustrated with no one to help, but luckily a mysterious stranger appears and gives her a push. Tegan, Annie, Nick, and Leo are back on the move, and Leo gets worried that they won't find his dad. He describes what he looks like, and Tegan's stomach sinks. She's pretty sure she saw a man with that exact same description dead in the storage unit. She runs to tell Annie, far away from Leo, but then Annie spots Reggie's wheelchair on its side. Oh shit. There's a note attached to it telling them to bring the boy to a specific location in a park at midnight. Oh shit. They argue about giving up Leo for Reggie and how many people the Zigzag Man will make him hurt, but Leo says he'll go. He wants to help. Shocked, they head toward the meeting place.
And now, because Tegan knew it would happen, there's a flash flood coming. Annie actually tells her it's not her fault, that the bikers crashed into them, breaking the bridge and causing the dam that's flooding the river. They have to go back that way anyway, so they start to plan just exactly what they're going to do to save Reggie while helping some of the others along the way. Reggie wakes up in the room where she was tortured back when she was active in the military, the room where Tanner came in and saved her. But Tanner's not coming in this time. A woman speaks, stopping the Zigzag Man from torturing Reggie. It's the mysterious stranger who helped her earlier, because of course it is. She's working with the Zigzag Man and the enhanced children. Reggie figures out that she's behind it from the school and is sending the children to destroy things in order to make money to protect people like them. Well, yikes. All yikes. The woman also says that she doesn't want anyone to get hurt today, which is really funny when you think about it, you know, with the earthquakes and the electrocutions and all that could happen at any moment, so, pinch of salt. She's rigged up a bomb as well, so, yeah, that's a thing. And it's behind Reggie that will go off if she gets shocked by Leo. Dang it. It seems she's very prepared and knows exactly what to expect from people like herself. So she's got a power too?
But come on, we all know this by now.
Know who this is, don't we?
Yeah, but it hasn't been said out loud yet.
I don't think it has.
So we just need to pretend like we don't know.
Okay, shh, keep it quiet.
It hasn't. It hasn't been said out loud, so we don't know. We don't know. But
we've
totally
guessed,
know.
but we don't know.
Right. But we totally know.
Yeah, completely.
While walking back through the homeless encampment, Tegan decides she's going to stay and help those people instead of going to save Reggie. It really doesn't make a lot of sense and upsets Nick and really upsets Annie. Annie reveals that the Zigzag Man made her see Tegan dead. She tells Tegan that she's the only friend she has left, and if she stays here helping these people who have no idea who she is and like what she can do, then Annie is going to leave China Shop and they'll never see each other again. Tegan stays. She starts moving stuff with her PK to clear a path, but then she thinks about the people who can't move or aren't even trying to leave and decides she needs to help them too. She thinks about using the meth to power her up, but then she calls the Legends gang instead. They threaten her with bodily harm, yeah, whatever. Tegan tells Pop to get down here to the encampment and help. Then she hangs up. Shortly after that, Africa drives up in the China Shop van. He's angry and looking for Leo, but Tegan manages to explain that he's gone, and so is Annie and Nick, and Reggie's been kidnapped, and she's staying here to help these people and convinces him to help too. There are still a few dozen people left, but now the flood has come.
Oh my goodness. Annie, Nick and Leo arrive at the park. The woman beckons Tegan to come out of her hiding place. She doesn't believe them when they tell her she's not there. Reggie does though, and she's proud but a little sad. The woman calls Leo forward and he doesn't want to go, but he finally starts forward. Annie begins to tell him they'll come for him. They'll never stop looking. They'll find his dad and come for him. He startles the woman who says she has Leo's dad. Leo doesn't believe this because his dad hates her. Then he gets angry. And then the lightning strikes. Nick and Annie try to get Leo to calm down, but then Annie is struck.
Tegan has been struck too. Struck with the decision to take some more meth to get the stragglers and druggies out of the way of the flood. Look, I am super disappointed in Tegan right now. All respect for Tegan is gone at this point, which crushes my soul because Tegan is my hero.
Yeah.
Anyway, she snorts a bunch of the baggie, but nothing happens. Should she take more? Then, holy shit, she's like Neo realizing he can control the Matrix, or Fry after drinking 100 cups of coffee and he can move through time. She waits for the flood to get close. The Legends have shown up now. She waits. Checks around to see if anyone is nearby that can get hurt by what she's about to do. No. She waits. The wall of water is close. She waits. Then she surges the water upward, but it keeps coming. She's holding back a massive wall of water, screaming, blood pouring from her nose, but the water keeps coming. Tegan rises through the air on a circle of concrete. Her PK is fading. She hopes as she dies, she'll see her friends. But instead, she sees her sister when they were kids. And she's okay with that.
Leo is close enough to Reggie that she can scoop him up. She holds him, whispering soothing words. The lightning stops. Annie is down, maybe dead. Nick isn't though. He gets up, rushes towards the woman, but the Zigzag Man stops him, hits him, breaks his nose. The Zigzag Man pleads to the woman to let him have them, but she says a handful of words ending in zigzag, 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 and he shuts down. Winter Soldier? Anyone? Yeah, cool. They walk away.
It's Winter Soldier.
It's totally Winter Soldier. Yeah. I mean, it's too good not to use. They walk away with Leo. Reggie shouts that they will find them. Everyone will be looking, but the woman says they won't be in hiding long. And then she throws the detonator.
Just as Tegan is about to give in, Africa drives up in the china shop van. He's right below her. She falls, and the water starts falling too, but she lands on top of the van, and Africa speeds away. They're driving barely in front of the rush of water. They drive up the side of the LA River, but Tegan slips off the roof of the van. She uses the last of her PK to open the door of the van, but then one of the bikers is there. He catches her, and they all drive up and out of the way of the flood. Everyone starts cheering. Pop is there, and she salutes Tegan, and then the legends leave. Africa scoops up Tegan in a hug, but they're not done yet. They have to find Reggie, and they do. Africa drives them to the park. Tegan is passed out while they drive, but then they're there. Reggie tells them to help Annie. She's broken. She can't be dead, though. Africa picks her up. Nick is in the background saying that the bomb was fake, but what does that even matter? Is Annie okay? I don't fucking care about a bomb. How's Annie?
Yes, she's still alive. Barely, thank goodness, but still alive. But that's the least of the concerns right now. There was video footage of Tegan. You can't tell it's her, but someone is holding back a wall of water, and that's a big deal. Tana is doing everything she can to get it under control, but it's going to take time. She's at least going to keep Tegan from going back to the facility in Waco, which is good, but she's going to do that by taking control of China Shop, which is not so good. Reggie is relieved of her duties, all of them, and Africa is put in charge until Tana can relocate from DC to LA. Whoa. Corporate
Africa
restructure.
in charge? Question mark. Reggie is relieved. Now she can focus on her acting. She checks her email to pull up the script to practice, but there isn't anything. She calls Darcy, the agent who was going to set it all up. The number has been disconnected. She checks the agency. Darcy doesn't exist. Oh no. Darcy's voice is the same as the woman who kidnapped her. She planned it all along. She disrupted China Shop from the beginning. She messed everything up. She was probably the one messing up communications and the one who told the legends about them. Who is this woman? Even if Reggie is fired from China Shop, she's still the best hacker anyone has ever known. She's gonna find this woman and stop her.
Tegan is coming down from her second hit of meth. She's relatively unscathed in the grand scheme of things, and after cooking literally all the food in her apartment, she ends up at the hospital with Annie. Annie's in a coma and might not make it out, so Tegan takes this time to tell her how she feels. It was terrible of Annie to treat Tegan the way she did, always so angry, taking out Paul's death on her. Annie said Tegan was her only friend, but they're more like sisters, really. And Tegan doesn't want to let her go, but then, after getting all of that off her chest, a figure appears in the doorway of Annie's hospital room. It's the zigzag man. Oh, shit. He's not making her see anything terrifying this time, so she finally gets a good look at him and recognises him as Harry, the homeless man who used to hang out outside her old apartment. But oh no, we know who that is.
Oh no.
And now she realises it too. The zigzag man, Harry the homeless man, is Tegan's brother Adam. Surprisingly not dead. And his powers totally make sense now. A person who can't sleep but surely would be able to control your dreams. And then, from behind him, steps a woman. Tegan's sister Chloe. Also not dead, but we knew that too. And she says they need to talk. Ah! Cliffhanger!
Yikes! Cliffhanger!
God damn it! Who is Jackson Robb? R.L. Stein? 'Cause 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 'Cause
Man.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. Let's take a break for a minute. And shocking everyone, the break that we're going to take this time, what you get to listen to is not the same thing that you always get to listen to. Because now we have other podcasters who want to support us, and we want to support them. So here's someone else's ad info.
A new voice? Ooh.
Shrug.
Hi, I'm Michael.
I'm Barbara.
And I'm Lauren.
We are the hosts of Badass Literature Society, a book review podcast where we take book recommendations from listeners like you, read them, and then discuss them on our show.
Join us once a month as we dive into the books you picked and talk about them.
And don't miss our bonus episodes covering all sorts of random bookish topics that come out in between reviews.
Don't worry, if you want to read one of the books, the first part of each episode is designated spoiler-free, so you can listen and see if you'd like to read it, and then come back and listen to the rest later.
You can find Badass Literature Society on Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and anywhere else you like to listen.
Now, back to the show.
So, everyone go and listen to that podcast. Sounds pretty good.
I
mean, not as good as Fictional Hangover, because, come on.
No, you've got to stay with us. We're your family now. You've got to stay with us.
Yeah. But you can go and visit them, too. All right. So, yikes.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yikes.
Honestly, can we just get this out of the way? What the hell, man? What the hell? Cliffhanger?
Yikes.
No.
Yeah. Cliffhanger and meth, and now Africa's in charge, and
micromanagement's about to take place.
Yeah, and Tegan and Nick are gonna get back together, which
that's an entire conversation.
Nick.
That is entire rage. Should we get that out of the way?
I hate that guy.
I hate
that guy. I mean,
it's a well-established fact. I do not like Nick.
Right. And I'm really frustrated with Nick in this one because, let's face it, it's his fault that Tegan chose to stay behind and help the homeless encampment instead of going to find Reggie, because of how fucking shitty he made her feel after not helping people after the earthquakes.
Yes.
So it's all his fault.
Yes.
And that's terrible. And he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it this time. He's like, "Oh, come on, Tegan, you need to come and help me. We need to go get Reggie." And she's like, "No, I need to help all these people. It's literally what you yelled at me and embarrassed me about." Yeah. So it's all his fault. Yeah. It's all his fault. I'm just going to blame everything on Nick.
It's so annoying the way it's do what I tell you to do. Don't make your own mind up. And this is an ongoing thing with Tegan throughout the book, that she's sick of being treated like a child and sick of being told what to do and never have her thoughts and plans and things being considered. So she makes the active decision to help to save thousands of people potentially, because it's a huge homeless encampment. And then they give a shit about it. But then the same person gives a shit for not helping people. You need to pick a lane and you need to stay in that lane. Stop it with the hypocrisy. It's doing my head. I do not like the Nick character. I find it completely unsympathetic. I don't understand Nick and Tegan as a together. I can get it that you've got friends that you have certain activities that you do together, so they're foodie friends. So they'll go out, they'll try the high end food restaurants, they'll go to a street vendor and try tacos from a van, and that's what they do. But I do not see them as having a romantic relationship. I just don't get it. It confuses me and annoys me, and I just don't like it. I do not like it, and this is a well-established fact for book one.
The only way I can see it making sense for Tegan is because he knows about her abilities, and he knows what will happen if they eventually move it along.
If they turn into a physical relationship, yeah.
Yes. He told her that. So he knows. He knows pretty much everything there is to know about Tegan, and he's still there? Semi, kind of. I mean, she had to call him because she was desperate, and she didn't really want to, but she did, and, you know, now he's there, and he knows everything that's going on, so I can kind of understand it, but, I mean...
That's
I just
a
don't
pretty
like him.
shitty reason to stay with someone. You know, I'm staying with someone because you know all my faults and all my good parts. You know, that's not...
But she can't reveal that part of herself.
If she found the right person. If she found the right
She can't do it. She's gonna get thrown back into Waco if anyone finds out. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it.
I get it from that point of view, but I also don't think it's a good enough reason for her just to be with Nick. Like, it's a default option.
No.
And it's...
I kind of wonder...
Like it. I don't have to like it.
I kind of wonder if now that Tegan has been on camera stopping a flood, if she's going to get to reveal who she is. You know? Is that going to be a thing? I mean, I know that, like, you can't tell that it's Tegan, whatever. But is she going to get to tell people? I mean, there were people there that saw her do it. So
yeah, whether or not they could pick her out of a line,
it's probably going to get out,
thing.
Right?
I think it's going to be when Chloe outs everybody with the powers. It's going to be Chloe doing her Magneto shit. That's going to, you know, when they are revealed to the world. The threat is there at the end of this book. I mean, to be fair, it's there at the end of book 2 as well. You know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And as soon as, you know, the world knows about people with extra normal powers, then she's going to be able to have a lot more freedom, potentially. Or actually, will she be be under a lot more restrictions? I don't know how it's going to go.
Well,
it's a difficult situation. It could go either way.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely going to have some more restrictions put on her when Moira Tanner comes into town.
Yeah.
And she's her boss. If, like, China Shop even still exists. You know, who's to say that Annie doesn't make it, and Paul's already dead, and, you know, Tegan could probably just say, fuck it, I'm done. I want to go to cooking school instead. So
then I
you
think
deal with this on your own.
She'll go to cooking school via Waco if that was the case. As far as I would see with Tanner thinks of Tegan as government property, not as an actual person with free will and liberty. You know, if she decides to
maybe
jack it all in, I don't think she's going to be allowed to get too far.
Maybe Tegan will say, fuck you, Tanner. I'm going to go and work for my sister and my crazy brother. And then she turns into a supervillain.
I kind of would like that. I'd be okay with that. Tegan's already an asshole anyways. At least this time she'll be able to, you know, she might have a bit more freedom to be herself. She could be the school cafeteria lady.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll get to go to supervillain cooking school.
Yes.
And she still makes delicious food. You know, she could poison it maybe if she wanted to. But
she could poison it. She can use like a lava stove instead of, you know, regular. Because evil people use extreme things. I don't know, I'm making it up now. But yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to that happening, actually. I don't think it will. I think there's going to be a lot of resentment. Why didn't Chloe and Adam... Why did Chloe and Adam let her believe that they were dead? Why did they let her be taken by the government and experimented on for 4 years of her life? And then essentially be drafted into this, you know, indentured servitude with the China Shop. They've put her in a pretty shitty situation. Adam's killed the parents.
They have.
And then they've abandoned her. So I can understand her having nice memories from childhood of her brother and sister and running wild in the Wyoming ranch that they had. But as adults, there's a certain amount of responsibility that they need to have taken, and there was a considerable age difference between them. You know, I think what would Tegan be classed as a late in life child. I would say there's probably a 10-year age difference between Chloe and Adam and Tegan. So yeah, there's a certain amount of responsibility in that court. I'm interested to find out what happens. I would like to know who throws the first punch in the hospital room.
Well, I think probably what's going to happen, it's not going to be who throws a punch. It's what does Tegan pick up in the hospital room to throw at
Annie's
her
comatose
siblings.
body.
Because she can move organic material now, so she just chunks comatose Annie. And then they fall out the window. Because there has to be some
They have to fall out the
reason.
window.
Now, we said in the bonus episode, that it was going to be an earthquake. But no, we're wrong. We're rewriting it now. It's Tegan gets mad at her sister and throws Annie out the window for whatever reason.
But then saves her in one of those kidney balls.
She misses Chloe.
You got to save Annie.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
she saves her with one of those kidney balls and
Yeah.
flies her into another room.
Yeah. Done. Perfect. It's perfect. You know, I've got some fanfic too. That like we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about it in the bonus episode. But I feel like it needs to have happened.
To be fair, in the bonus
Can I tell you about
episode,
my fanfic?
yeah, I'll just tease in the bonus episode. We do provide some, quality material for future books. Quality.
We do, but not this story.
Not
I didn't
this is
share
just for
this
you
story.
guys in the discussion episode. Ooh.
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah. Ooh, I know. Special. It's special. So what I want to happen, you remember Carlos? Remember Chewy Carlos?
Oh, he made a brief appearance.
Yeah, remember how he made a brief appearance in this book, which you're kind of like, why?
It wasn't
Why?
expected. That was definitely unexpected.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking here is that at the end of book 1, if you can recall, Tegan left Chewy Carlos, who actually was not on the right side. She left him in a burning house with rebar through his chest. And, there's that candy bar that we invented, the Chewy Carlos with and without rebar. Everyone remembers this. So, what I want to happen is that Chloe and Adam have retrieved Chewy Carlos. And, he was almost dead. So I want them to, be testing, giving abilities to people, and they give him a superpower, and he comes and he's a villain or something in the next one. And or he ends up helping Tegan because, they have history together. I don't know, but I want to see the Chewy Carlos come back. And there's no, why would you bring him up? Why would you mention him? Just one tiny brief sentence of him in this book. Why? Why would you do that if you're not going to bring him back? And we don't know what happened to him. He disappeared. And we know that Adam and Chloe were there the whole time.
You don't know what other
So I
powers
think that
people have got at the school as well. There could be somebody who has a healing, who can heal super well.
There
lay
could
their
be.
hands on and give him back his crispy flesh and remove the added rebar.
Yeah, so I just want to see that happen.
That would be cool. I mean, that's the whole thing with these type of books, is that there's so much possibility. It's like, oh, I need somebody to survive. Well, we didn't actually see the body, comic book rules. And, this person now has magical powers and can do that. You can just throw an extra person in if necessary who's at the school. They don't have to be a big character. It's the school's doctor. And that school's doctor just so happens to have a genetic ability towards healing.
Yeah, and these books are all kind of standalone stories. There's a little bit that ties them each together, but you could really read any one at any time if you chose to. So there's no reason why this story couldn't just suddenly appear and make perfect sense.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that it needs to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. It would make the appearance of Carlos in that zigzag-induced nightmare tie in to the overall story arc. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. I like that.
So maybe we should actually talk about this book now instead of our fanfics, and also just hating Nick. Like, what did you like? What was your standout moment?
Plenty I liked. I mean, I've gotten off my chest. It's a if he's in, you know, I'm going to revisit it.
Right.
Annie and Africa seem to have changed quite considerably in this book, for good and for bad. Like, Annie, oh, God bless her, she needs help, she needs therapy, she needs more friends than Tegan. She just seemed to be antagonising constantly and shouting down constantly, and I don't think she had a nice word to say to Tegan at any point, and I don't think she had anything to say to Tegan at a conversational level, like volume. It was all shouty, and she just needs a hug. I mean, she'll punch you, but I just wanted to give Annie a hug. At points it was getting a bit like, oh man, just take a step back, have some oxygen, have a chicken sandwich, calm down, you need help. And I just felt so desperately sorry for Annie, and then at the end she's in a coma, and I'm like, oh my God, she cannot catch a break. It's just constant hit, constant hit. And I felt so sorry for Annie. If anything, I think she probably is the character that's probably getting the most damage, like physically and mentally. Like, Tegan's going through a lot of shit. I mean, she's a meth addict now. That's not fun times. But
yeah,
Annie's going through a lot, and she has nothing and no one to turn to, and I feel desperately sorry for her. And Africa's changes weird to me. I feel like he's almost sold out. Back in, if you go at the bonus episode, we talk a bit more about Africa, so I'll probably leave it there. But I can understand after talking to Jackson Robb exactly why Africa is going, his character development is going the way he's going, but I felt his lack of spirit. The essence of what Africa is wasn't there in this book on purpose. And yeah, I felt that.
We talk a lot about Annie and Africa in the bonus episode. So
yeah, the huge characters, the huge. I'm so glad as well that Chloe and Adam did show themselves to Tegan at the end. It wasn't another thing that was going to be teased out for another book or two, which is always a potential. It's always a possibility on a series that, you know, that doesn't have an end point in mind. And I'm glad they've finally, you know, it feels like this is a very natural point in which for them to go, ta-da! We've had that tease all along, and then we finally have that visual, and then it fades to black, and then I scream because I need book 4 now. Thank you very much. I like the homeless man Grant as well. I like the scenes with him and his instant coffee in the microwave hookup. I just thought it was delightful. And his dog Bradley Cooper. It was all delightful. I really enjoyed that. And you can tell the scene in Union Station as well. Jackson Ford obviously has a very big love of that building. Like, you could tell he's probably stood right in the centre and just, or sat in one of the sofas right in the centre and just kind of absorbed the atmosphere.
Can I just tell you that my favorite scene, hands down, is the introduction of the Zigzag Man. When he shows up, and, you know, Tegan can sense him coming, because of course she can, and then she turns around and she sees Jonas Schmidt. Like, I loved Jonas, and I think it's completely 100% implausible for Jonas Schmidt to come back and be a character in the story, because he's a German businessman. There's no reason why he needs to come back and be a part of the story. But I'm glad that we got to see this imaginary version of Jonas Schmidt walking toward Tegan. But then then shit starts to get weird, and that scene legitimately creeped me out.
Yeah.
When the Zigzag Man is telling Tegan to, like, come inside his house.
Ooh.
You know, I can just imagine if this were to become an audiobook, that's going to be a really creepy scene to record.
Yeah.
Because it's like chaos all around, and she's like very happy, and she sees Jonas, and then terrible shit starts to happen, and then the next time it's Jonas, and then he turns into Nick, which is also not bad if you're Tegan, and then he turns into Carlos and his face is melting. It's frightening, and I love it.
Yeah.
Love the Zigzag Man. Zigzag Man is my favorite.
That doesn't surprise me because of your love of horror and creepy and weird. And yeah, as soon as I hit the Zigzag Man scenes, I was like, yeah, this is exactly Amanda's element. And it was good to find that creep factor in an action book.
Yeah. You know, these books are so funny and just weird, and now they're frightening as well.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I love it.
My absolute favourite scene was Pop getting the phone in the mouth.
That's a good scene. I like it. I also really liked that Leo was brave, which is such a fucking change from Matthew, who I hated so much in the last book. Hated that little shit, and I wanted to throw him from helicopters, and I wanted him to get eaten by the Sasquatch. Please go see previous episodes for that. Random shit flying through the air is mostly me complaining about this kid. But Leo was different. So it shows you that just because they're raised in this school by essentially a supervillain, they're not all going to be bad. And we did see a little girl at the end of the second one who could work out probabilities.
Her superpower
and
was
she
math.
was just tiny and adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just tiny and adorable, and I can't possibly see her becoming evil. But then there was fucking Matthew, who is terrible, and now we have Leo, who has an amazing power, and he's a good guy. He's 4, he's tiny, he's a baby, but he's good.
There's got to be something to do with the parents as well, though, because Matthew had his mum, Leo had his dad, so they're not being solely raised by the school. So there's got to be some element of the parents or a parent being involved in the upbringing as well. And we knew Matthew's mum in the second one. She wasn't the best parent. Leo's dad, R.I.P. Leo's dad on the floor of the storage unit. He must be doing something right, because he's not raising a little psychopath. But then I suppose there's also a whole nature-nurture debate, you know. It might be in Matthew's genetic makeup to be an absolute shit, whereas Leo's just nice.
I wonder about that, because we know that the mothers were injected with something, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
This has come up. But it's Leo and his dad. Where's his mom?
Yeah.
Where did Leo come from? The stork?
Yes. Do I need to have the talk? Do we need to have the talk?
Where do babies come from?
Do I need to get some demonstrative props out?
No. But really, where's Leo's mom? What is she doing? Does she still exist? Was she murdered? And that's why Leo's dad hates the school, hates Chloe?
Yeah, why aren't they at the school?
What's
what
going
happened?
on with Leo's mom?
Because we know that Matthew and the mom kind of ran away, but were also kind of released into the wild.
Yeah, kind of purposefully released.
Yeah, but Leo's dad hates Chloe in the school. And Leo said that. Leo would pick up on that. Leo would know this. So there's something more there we don't know what's going on. I'm interested to find out like what the parents are being told, what Chloe is telling the parents. Is the second,
what's going on?
Yeah, this is the second child as well that is being raised by a single parent. Do they purposefully remove one parent from it so they're more dependent on the school?
Hard to say.
Yeah.
I hope that book 4 takes place at the school, at
That'd
least
be
part of it.
interesting.
I would like to see the school and see what exactly is going on there.
That would be very interesting.
But could be good.
Yeah.
Could be good. Were you surprised by anything?
Two things mainly. Africa's turning into a bit of a corporate dude. Well, just being being a bit more corporate. That was odd to me. And I was surprised. And Reggie didn't look into the casting call. Like, as she was on the phone with Darcy, she felt something hinky. It didn't feel right. And I expected her to look into it a bit more. And she didn't. And it wasn't until the very last. She was like, oh shit, it's the same voice. And she didn't put the things together. She didn't put the puzzle together that maybe that phone call was part of the reasons they started to have the communications and the computing issues, and how China Shop got revealed to the legends. And she didn't start putting the pieces together until after everything had happened. And I was surprised it took Reggie that long to get to that point. I thought she would have looked into it sooner. What about you?
I was also surprised about Reggie not looking into the acting thing at all. But I didn't expect it to be fake. I mean, I knew it was, because come on, that never happens. No one is that lucky. No one, it just doesn't happen. So of course it's going to be terrible, but I didn't want it to be terrible, so I hoped it was real for Reggie's sake. I was just so let down by Tegan using meth at the end, because she was struggling with it the whole time, and yeah, I get it, it boosts her powers, but I have issues with drug use. I don't like it. I don't like it in books. I don't really like to read about that. So it makes me sad, because Tegan's my hero, and I don't like that this is a turn that is happening now. I was also disappointed in her that she stayed to help the people in the encampment, but I know, it's let's blame it all on Nick, like I said earlier, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
And it was surprising to me that she would stay and help those people. Especially, she got the majority of them out, and that's fine. Stay and help those that actively are seeking help and that will listen to you. And, you say there's a flood coming and they say, oh shit, and they run. Help those people. But the people who don't care to get up because they're wasted out of their minds, or they just have given up.
Yeah.
It's hard to have sympathy there. It's hard to, you're there and you're trying to help them and they just don't give a fuck. It's hard. And I don't love it. And I really wish that Tegan would have gone to help Reggie. Do what you can while you're there, but Reggie's kind of important to you.
Yeah.
And you should go and help her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great that she didn't know, because then there would have been the reveal with Chloe and Adam, and, it totally happened on purpose, but not at the same time, but still.
Yeah.
It's tough.
She couldn't win in that situation. She was in a no-win situation. Help Reggie. Hunters die. Don't help Reggie. Questions of loyalty and relationship come up, and yeah, I can completely see where you're coming from. I do not envy Tegan in that situation. I agree with
definitely
the
not.
meth issue as well. I don't like reading about it. It happens though, it's life. Perhaps that's one of the reasons I don't like reading about it, because it's too realistic, and I like books to escape into. I was saying we needed vampires in this book.
Throw in a vampire, it'll make it better.
Yeah. What you don't know about Moira Tanner is she's actually a vampire hunter.
Oh,
Revealed
indeed.
in book 4. No, I agree with everything you said there. I really do. So
it's just, I like my Tegan books to be realistic, but also ridiculous. And this book had several moments where it was too realistic and not ridiculous enough for me. That doesn't mean that I don't love it, because I do. Oh my gosh. But
it wasn't enough food
rough.
talk for my liking. I mean, we had the 2 chicken sandwiches on the come down. We had the microwave coffee. We had the steak sandwich of unknown meat. Where was the rest of and the packet of crisps? She had some potato chips, at one point.
Well,
where was the rest of the food?
She literally cooked her entire kitchen later.
True. I don't know actually how much she had in her
hilarious.
kitchen. It didn't sound like she had very much in her pantry.
But, it's only been a day.
I don't
We gotta remember, this book, this much time has passed when it seems like several days. No, it hasn't even been one whole day. So her kitchen's fine. She's got a bunch of stuff in there. Who knows? Just mix it all together. It's fine.
True. I don't know. I think I've come to expect a cornucopia of culinary delights in the Frost Files, and there wasn't as much food in this one as in previous.
There wasn't. Yeah, she needs to get out of LA. She needs to go to a city that's not destroyed so she can eat at some restaurants again.
I want her to go down to Texas and have some Texan barbecue and just describe the range of meats.
Yeah, she's gonna go to Waco and blow some shit up or something.
Yeah.
And then she'll eat barbecue while she's there.
Yeah,
exactly. And she will also wear a cowboy hat.
I can see her getting into an argument with Annie about the pair of cowboy boots or something.
Yeah.
Why
it's
the
fine.
hell not? Why the hell
it's
not?
It's perfect. How many books have we written now?
I think we're in double figures. I think we've hit 10 or 11.
Okay.
Plus the graphic novels.
I really just...
Plus the short stories and the spin-offs.
Yes. I really feel like, Jackson Ford, we're giving you all this. You better at least take a little bit of it and do something with it. You got to. We're freely giving you so much just quality here. And, mostly not quality, in fact, at all. But still.
Quality of varying degrees.
Yes. There's good quality and there's bad quality.
Some of it's microwave coffee. Some of it is a chicken sandwich. It's a spectrum.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I do want to say that in the acknowledgments at the end, there is an acknowledgement of podcasters.
Yes.
And, he didn't say our names, and he's been on a shit ton of podcasts, but can I just pretend that it's just us?
Yeah, that's what I did. I always read the acknowledgements that people write. I always read dedications. I always read acknowledgements. And I read that. And I was like, oh, we're podcasters. We've talked to him. We're there. Got the feels.
It was totally us. And do you know what also happened in this book, which I'm going to get to in a little bit when we talk about favorite final thought quotes? There was a moment, there was one of my favorite final thought quotes that was full of the word yikes. And I feel like that is from us too.
Yeah, that's quintessential fictional hangover. All the yikes.
It really is. It really is. But we're not there yet. Do you know where we are, though?
Would you rather?
Yay! Would you rather?
Yay!
Okay, so it's time, right? It's time.
It's definitely time. It's time.
Yay. This is the best time, especially because our favorite Jackson Ford is here, and we already talked about how we inappropriately love him, so whatever.
It's feelings mutual.
Good. And the bride...
Well, I wasn't talking about you guys. I love Jackson Ford too, inappropriately.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You should.
Damn it. I thought you were talking about
I love
us.
you guys. Thank you for having me.
Good. Did the bribe help? The bribe helped.
I love the water bottle. Thank you. Really, really nice to get that in the post. Cheers.
Yay.
I should have filled it up. I'm so used to using this one. I should have actually just grabbed yours.
I know. I saw you take a drink earlier, and I judged you on the inside.
Yeah, I know. I've just realized now, because this is just it's what I reach for when I need water. I need to kind of get out of the muscle memory. Anyway.
You need to. Anyway, let's play Would You Rather. Let's do it.
Yes. So on social media, we asked, if you were 4 years old, would you rather have electricity powers or earth powers? On Facebook, it was a straight up 50-50 split. On Instagram, electricity won by 67% and earth 33%. On Twitter, earth won with 58% against 42%. And on TikTok, it was earth again, 58% versus 42%, which is freaky. I don't like it when social medias match up.
It's weird.
I don't like it.
It makes me
uncomfortable.
I don't like math.
I'm with you.
That's why you're a librarian.
I know. I can't math. I can read. That's all I got.
We do have some comments as well. Let's have a look at those. So Nancy Theatre on Instagram said, electricity. Then I could change my phone or turn on the TV super easily.
Definitely says charge my phone, but that's cool too.
It
you
does.
can change it.
Change
it all you want.
Change your phone.
Just change it up.
Sorry,
Our
Nancy.
sketch on Instagram. Our sketch on Instagram said, I would control the earth because then I'd be able to control global warming / climate change, which would help people and animals.
That's very altruistic.
All right, I see it. Okay.
Incorrigible Romantic on Instagram said, electricity, because my parents could tell me to zap their enemies and I wouldn't question it. Also, no electricity bill.
Jesus, who's this? Who does this person? Who's the enemy of this person's parents that they want to be zapped?
The electricity company.
Touche.
Utilities.
Mm-hmm.
Bree Tart on Instagram said, Earth, I would win all the sandcastle contests and take over the playground with my gravelly minions.
That is one of my favourite comments.
Gravelly minions.
And Stefan Creations on Instagram said, ooh, this is a hard one. I think Earth. Thank you, Steph, for not going for option C again. Because you can build or destroy, and it could be more sneaky or bring less attention to yourself. Lightning is awesome, but it would be like a spotlight on you all the time.
It's true, because you're a walking power source.
Apples at baseball parks all the time.
Finally, Travis on Instagram said, I chose electricity, mostly because of comics. Storm and Thor are extremely powerful compared to Crystal, who controls all elements. Controlling Earth would take more imagination to use effectively.
Well, that's not a good reason to reject it. My response is, well, have a better imagination then.
You see, I think, Amanda, you'll go for electricity, because then you can be like Jubilee off X-Men.
Yeah, without
Sparky
question.
powers.
We know which one you'd go for, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know why this is even a question. You know, my like gaming handle that I used to have a long time ago that I still keep around is Electrocute. So
Electrocute.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm already controlling electricity.
And what about you, Claire?
Earth, because volcanoes. Why the hell not? And I'll just create some random island and then put a flag in it, own that island, holiday destination.
You see, I'm with you. Like, screw this, like, buying a private island. I'll just make a private island.
Exactly.
Pull it out of the water. Boom. There we go. Island, motherfuckers.
Exactly. How many billionaires are in the world? I'll sell them islands and then make a shit ton of money and then, you know, sort of for life. Or threaten them with my earthquake powers.
Well, for me, it's the idea that, like, it's cool to be able to cause electricity, to control electricity, but is it like the results aren't permanent, if that makes sense? If I want to make a giant sandcastle house for me to live in, I can, because I control the earth.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like you could murder people more easily with electricity, though.
But why would you want to murder people?
Because you're the villain of the story. Do you know me? Come on.
You're the villain of the story. I'm a peaceful guy. I don't want to kill anybody.
Yeah, but
Just your favorite characters.
I'll bury people alive, my enemies. I don't know. I'll make some up. I might go back to, if I'm 4 years old. At 4 years old, I had many people I didn't like. I was bullied to hell. It's great. I'll get them all.
Oh,
and then,
actually, that's true.
Extradition treaties don't exist on your own private islands.
I like the more and more you talk about it, I like the
idea.
private island idea. Just build myself my own private island.
Oh,
I mean, that's where we'll ultimately end up, and it will have a cool volcano.
Question.
All right.
Can I come and live on your island? I will charge everything for you.
Sounds great.
Yes, because
You can have a visa.
inside the volcano will be an evil, like, James Bond style lair.
Yes.
With sharks
One-
with lasers on their heads, of
Yeah.
course.
No question.
Naturally.
No question.
So yeah, you're Amanda. You're welcome to come live on the private island. You're our power source. You can handle that, right?
Yes. Yeah, I got it. Because my power is infinite.
Infinite asterisk.
Fuck. Oh, okay.
That
Okay.
was far too easy. We decided that far too quickly.
We did. I think the next one, I mean, is probably also going to be pretty easy, but it could be fun. I don't know.
Okay.
Would you rather quit China Shop to be an actress or a chef? Or an actor? You can be an actor too. Jackson Robb.
Thespian.
You don't have to be an actress. You can be an actor.
Thanks for specifying.
You can be a thespian of anything.
Yes. However
Can I
you
be an
choose
actor
to.
playing a chef?
Yes. As long as it's a Muppet and sweet.
I was gonna say only if you're a Muppet. Thanks, Claire. We're the same. We are the
No,
same.
I'd probably be a chef. I'd suck at acting. Like really, really, really suck at acting. But I'm an okay cook.
You look skeptical.
I'm just judging.
Please.
I'm
Let the
just
borders
judging
open
for
up. You
fun.
can come hang out at mine. I'll cook you something. I'll prove it.
I'm ready. I am waiting. I am
Oh, God, so
vaccinated.
ready.
I am ready.
Oh, you've got your jab. Wonderful.
Both of them.
Nice. I just booked my first last night.
Awesome.
My second's tomorrow.
Yay. Oh, that's
Excellent
awesome.
news.
Awesome.
Anyway, yeah. So what about you guys, chef or actor?
Does voice actress count?
Sure.
That's me. That's what I want to do with my life. I'll also make grilled cheese sandwiches at the same time, but they're not paying the bills.
What about you, Claire?
I like to cook, but it would, if I was going to be a chef, it would have to be like a street food kind of vendor style where it isn't a really complex menu. Very simple things, easy, quick, not a lot of variety. Changing menu, of course. But probably actress. I am a bit OTT when it comes to the drama, and probably a stage actress.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need.
And specialise in panto. Because honestly, I don't know if I could take myself seriously. I would try the acting malarkey, but I always, like, you know, back at school when you used to help out for the theatre groups, I was always behind the stage. I never was front and centre. Surprisingly, people are surprised usually because I think I like to be front and centre, but no, I like to be behind the scenes.
Yeah, same here. I was theatre crew too in high school. That was the most fun for me because, yeah, like I said, I couldn't act for shit, but I quite enjoyed like being behind the scenes and messing with the lights and the sound and all of that.
Yeah, I was just kind of like general dog's body runner person, so whatever needed to be done, I would go and do it. I mean, one year I was like the catering person. I was the one doing the bake sales during the intermission. So and I got to see the show and enjoy the show without the stress of actually having the show and learning all the lines, especially because they always do them during exam periods. So it made things a bit easier. So probably actress, but realistically I'd want to be behind the scenes, like even producer or director.
So what you really want to do is direct.
To be fair, every week when we're coming up with all our fanfic and casting decisions, we're like Netflix producers, really. We're the head of Netflix.
It's true. We are.
Realistically.
We really
You could
are.
do that job easy.
I feel like this Would You
definitely.
Rather has spiraled out into like 50 different choices.
It always does.
It has. It does, yeah.
Remember, we
Because
have
we're the masters of
what
our
we
own
survey.
destiny.
Yep.
Oh, it's perfect.
Next
I love
question.
everything about this.
Would you rather help at the encampment or go find Reggie? This is a terrible question. Like, terribly
It
Yeah,
is
that
a
is. I
terrible
saw that. I was like, I
question.
gotta choose. Come on.
Thanks
Yes.
me for coming up with terrible garbage.
Good
Save lots of
job,
people
Amanda.
Or one person.
You guys go first on this one.
Ooh. It's your question. You came up with it, Amanda.
I'm gonna go find Reggie. Reggie is important to me. I'm gonna go find Reggie. And as we've already established, I'm a villain. So I'm just gonna murder everyone else. But I'm gonna go find
Except Reggie.
Except for Reggie. Don't kill Reggie.
Yeah.
I'm going for Reggie.
Yeah. I'm with you. Go for Reggie. As much as I understood why Tegan did what she did, I don't understand why Tegan did what she did.
There are other things that she could have done. I'm sure she could have done other things along the way to usher people out and then go and get Reggie. Do them both at the same time somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know her head was really messed up. But
I'm
she
sorry,
could
but
have
is
done it.
meth really an excuse?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. 3 for 3. I'd go for Reggie, but I'm not Tegan. Tegan decided she was staying. I had nothing to do with it. Amanda, that look you're giving me, you're like, I'm onto you, motherfucker. Please.
I am.
See,
Characters do what they do. I just write it down.
That's true. I think the anonymity of the encampment, not knowing the people, is actually helpful because then you can't put a face or a name to the people who you're leaving behind. Which is why on the way out you can go and help certain individuals, like, helping the kid find the mum. But ultimately, it's Reggie. And she is physically dependent on other people saving the day. She can't exactly, get up and walk out of the situation.
Which was the big challenge for her. Because, I wanted to write her story, but it's very hard to have her play an active role in the process when she's incomplete quadriplegic. So I wanted her to have her own story and to, have her own actions and be impactful. But it was actually really challenging to do.
I absolutely loved her when she shot down the taxi driver. I was like, yes! Give that guy
fucking
shit.
guy.
That scene was originally a lot longer. The editor made me cut it back a bit just for pacing. I was a bit bummed.
Aww.
Yeah, but I like that too.
We need all the extra bits that you cut out.
Well, the deleted stuff is not ready for public consumption.
Just put it in your Patreon bonus tier. That's where we throw all of our garbage. I mean,
Maybe I should have a Patreon first. I don't actually have one.
You should get one.
No, you've got. I
join.
have a segment for your newsletter. I got the email today about your new newsletter coming out.
Yep. It's the same newsletter. It's just a little bit different, a little bit more regular.
It has a posher header.
Yes, much posher header.
Much posher. Yeah, you need to put out chicks in there. There we go. There's
for anyone listening, go to jacksonfordauthor.com, subscribe to my newsletter. You also get a free audiobook when you do so. It's fantastic. You get this newsletter every week with a whole bunch of cool stuff. It won't be annoying at all.
There you go.
See, I'm good at this marketing shit.
It was good. It was really good. It sounded natural.
It wasn't awkward at all.
Really natural. Just slipped it in there.
So are we all saving Reggie?
Yep.
Definitely. Definitely we're
Mint.
saving Reggie. Man.
Next question.
Would you rather get struck by lightning or get zigzagged? It's a verb.
I had a geography teacher who got struck by lightning twice and he was proud of it.
You got struck by lightning twice?
Yeah, different times obviously. But he was also a spelunker and he had the weirdest sideburns that used to go down and then it started to be a beard. Mr. Binney, he was very strange. Geography teachers.
No, I don't. I don't like that.
Was he strange before he got struck by lightning?
Nobody knows.
He was inspired to shave his sideburns after getting struck by lightning twice.
You never actually looked at it directly in his face. You were too busy looking at the facial hair going, do you use a ruler?
Wait, was he your math teacher?
Geography.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
If it was math, he could have used, a protractor or a compass, rose. What are all these fucking math terms? That's what we need.
Or he got struck by lightning and developed the power to grow his hair exactly where he wanted it.
I mean, that's a pretty shit mutant power, isn't it?
I didn't say it was a good power, but just,
But could you grow it on other people?
Now that's a power. You could drown someone in their own hair. Cool cool. I've been struggling to find a power for the next superpowered child in the series, and I think I just got it. Thanks, guys. Top job. The power of hair.
I think we failed, Amanda.
Introducing the Salon Kinetic.
I'm broken.
You guys started it. This is your fault.
Oh, I'll take credit for it.
Oh, turnabout's fair play.
Yep.
Yikes, what's the answer to this question?
Nobody knows.
What was the question again?
Would you rather get struck by lightning or get zigzagged?
Zigzagged, straight up zigzagged.
Oh, dang.
What if it's
Like-
zigzag in the terrible way, though?
Yeah, but the difference is you recover from being zigzagged. Getting struck by lightning is bad news.
Yeah, but you
Like-
can in theory. I mean, you could die and you could have complications, but you could still recover. But how do you I mean, yes, okay, you're the author, it's your world. But how do you know you can recover from being zigzagged? How do you know you're not, like, stuck in the zigzag hallucinative world?
I could answer that, but it would involve spoiling what's happening in book 4.
Damn it!
Sorry. The answer to that question you will find out in the next book.
Check out page 333 on the next book.
What's that?
Check page 333 on the next book.
Yeah, I'll put it on page 333 just for you.
Yes, just for me.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Forget
that
the
it's...
plot. Forget if it's appropriate. Page 333.
Doesn't
I
matter.
don't care about pacing.
Doesn't
it needs to be
matter.
on that page.
Perfect.
Lightning or zigzagged, Amanda? Lightning or zigzagged?
Okay, I already control electricity, and so if I get struck by lightning and then gain the ability to make people grow hair, then I'm getting struck by lightning. Double powers. I
Is that how
give them to
Your
myself.
mutant powers are expanding. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Cool.
yes.
Can I not
Yes.
have Zigzag's powers? They're amazing. I could use
Stop
that
sleeping.
easily right now
Maybe.
as well. I could
Yeah,
use that right now.
you don't want Adam's power set. It comes with there are a few catches to it.
Can I have it temporarily, just for the next 6 months?
You don't want to sleep?
Yeah, I don't have time.
Okay, sure. You can have it temporarily.
Cool, I'll have it temporarily.
You
I'm expecting
agree
to kick in
agree
straight
to waive liability for any psychosis you may or may not suffer.
Yeah, I'm already there.
Okay, fair point.
I'm just labeling it now. Okay. Yeah, zigzagged, because not all of the hallucinations and what visions he made people see were bad.
Yeah, it kind of depended on the situation and how malleable he felt someone was, but I don't think he has a lot of control over it, if that makes sense.
No,
He's insane, like he's mad.
I like it though.
I know, he's so good.
I like him a lot.
Yeah,
He scares the fucking hell out of me.
that's why.
That's because he's behind you.
Yep.
Next question. Oh, are you getting
Wait.
lightning?
Yeah,
Oh, zigzag.
don't skip over.
I don't know.
This is an important question.
Oh yeah. So what about you?
No, you gotta answer.
You.
I'm getting,
I did. I
I'm-
said I wanted to get zigzagged.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
I did.
Sorry,
I did
that's-
answer.
See,
I'm sorry.
listening.
Come on.
I'm
sorry.
listening.
No, you're not. You're making it up. Fuck you guys.
My goodness.
We got stuck on the Salon Kinetic thing.
We did, and I lost it, and I was broken. So you have to forgive me.
Instant Halloween
Okay,
costume.
but yeah,
I'd
I'd be-
isn't it? You wear a bowler hat.
Well,
I mean,
have you guys ever played Bayonetta?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
You could be Bayonetta.
I told
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
The first time you were on, I already told you that I was Bayonetta. So it's
That's
just
right.
all
We
coming
had that
back
conversation,
together.
didn't we?
Yeah.
Didn't
Oh
we?
my
Yeah.
God. It's come full
Cool.
circle.
So she is a Salon Kinetic. She has power over her hair. That is an awesome superpower.
Get some
Summon
gun
hair
tools.
demons to beat the shit out of
Sorted.
people.
Yep.
Sorted.
Yep. We're creating new and fantastic things. You thought it was a joke, but no, it's wonderful. What's our last question? Jesus.
I have no idea.
Would you rather have Africa or Tanner as your boss?
Africa straight up. Straight up. Much more fun.
Was he though? Was
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Bit of a sellout.
I'm
I
worried.
feel for the guy though. But we'll get on to that. I'd rather have Africa.
I'm worried about Africa. I'm not a fan of a brown noser, and I feel like his head is up someone's ass right now. And I don't like
so
it.
Deep.
I love Africa,
So
but
deep.
I have questions about Africa. I have feelings and thoughts about Africa.
I have
right
concerns. I am concerned about Africa.
You guys are gonna like book 4 and what happens with Africa in book 4.
now. I hope so.
Don't worry. This is all this stuff gets developed and worked out. So you guys would go for Tanner, both of
I
you?
mean, I also hate Tanner, but
I think you know where you stand a bit more with Tanner, actually. Because Africa's still got loyalty to other people, and if you're trying to get a job done, do you know if he's listening to Reggie on the side, or Annie or Tegan on the side? Whereas with Tanner, she seems black and white to me, like, this is what I need you to do, go and do it. And that makes sense, so I think having Tanner as your boss will probably be easier, less grey areas. However, you know, you're probably not going to like the orders that you're given.
Well, I can say this because it's not a spoiler, because it obviously pops up at the end of the shitstorm, is that Tanner is now in direct day-to-day control of China Shop, or is about to be. So in book 4, you get to see what her leadership style is like up close.
Yeah.
And it's not very easy to deal with. It's very, very, very inflexible.
She's micromanager, isn't she?
Big time micromanager.
But at least nothing's getting done.
that's
But
how
then
I
it's
feel.
Africa.
I feel like she's going to tell you something and it's going to be exactly what she wants. Now, what she does with it could be questionable,
Yes.
but you're not going to get any like wishy-washy sort of stuff from her.
I can tell you right now, your office Christmas parties would suck.
Oh, completely. And I can imagine, you know when you have your performance reviews, you know, you're going to fail every single one because you're not
Every time.
quite at her standard. You're never
Yep.
going to be achieving her standards. And they're never going to be that nicey, let's bring cupcakes and actually go for a coffee someplace. It's going to be, no, we're going into the beige room and we're going to sit in the
Yep.
conference room and the uncomfortable seats and we're going to actually talk about your performance and not just mess around for an hour.
Yep, there'll be punch cards, there will be dress codes, there will be HR. It'll be a corporate environment. It won't be. You'll get stuff done, but it won't be a lot of fun.
You see, that's the thing. I've come from a corporate environment, so that kind of thing doesn't. But I hated it. I hated it.
And
I'm
you're
in a
still
much
going
more
for
relaxed-
Tanner?
Well, but I think that's because it's the devil I know. I've been institutionalized. 15 years I've been institutionalized. I'm out of it now. I am away from it now. I have a lot more leeway and breathing space, and I like my job a lot. But I know and I understand, and I think that makes a bit of a difference where Africa could be a loose cannon.
I like rules, and I imagine if you are working for Tanner and you've got a 9 to 5, you're working 9 to 5. If you work to 5:01, you're going to get in trouble. So get the fuck out. I don't know. I like it. She's probably terrible. She's probably doing terrible things. But
What's Africa's managerial experience?
I don't think he has
None.
any.
Not a single. Well, no. But he's probably got like a story about how he was once in charge of a particular army unit in the French Foreign Legion or some shit. I don't know. The
And
stuff
if
the
that
dude comes up
story
with.
is not in the book, I will be very upset.
He's
I
got
need all
so
that
many
too.
stories. I can't put them all in. There's loads that always ends up getting cut.
There's two things we need: Africa's Diary and Tegan's Cookbook. We need those spin-offs.
We do. We need both of those things.
And also
important.
Yeah.
graphic novel versions of all the books.
God, that would be awesome.
Graphic novel versions of Bradley Cooper's adventures.
Yes,
Yes.
100%. Full on spin off. It'll be like Rocket Raccoon, but with way more swearing.
Yes.
Can't wait for that.
Mm.
I'm excited. I'm excited for that. So what is... Hey, did you answer this one? Have I
Yeah, to Africa, straight up.
blanked out? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because, like,
We're the corporate sellouts.
Yeah. Yeah.
because I haven't worked in a corporate office for over 10 years now. I've been working from home for 10 years.
Oh,
So,
braggy.
I mean, you probably made a lot more money than I did for a long time, but, like, I don't remember what it's like to live in an environment where I have to put on pants.
Neither do I, actually.
I mean, I have pants on now, That's trousers. Sorry for you English people. Trousers.
It's fine.
I have both
Americanism's
pants
coming
and
over.
trousers on.
The Americanism's coming over. It's fine.
No, that's the South Africanism. You English are the only people who don't refer to trousers as pants. You are the only people.
And we judge you for it.
Utterly and totally.
I call them pants. I call them trousers, but I also call them pants.
Yeah, well, you're one of the smart ones.
You used pants as like an
And also,
exclamation.
that's pants. Yeah. That's pants.
Yeah.
As in
Oh,
little.
it's pants, mate.
Yeah.
It's totally pants.
Yeah.
It's so pants.
Is that the last of the Would You Rather?
It was. That was the end. That was the end of Would You Rather. And
That's
it was
amazing.
one of the best Would You Rathers I think we've had in a while
Hooray!
because of the hair
Yay.
power. Not because
Yes,
of
we came up with at
you.
least one genuinely brilliant idea.
Hey.
Killing people with their own hair.
I don't even understand what happened with that Would You Rather.
It's quite standard.
I just don't question it.
No, just go with the flow.
It-
It's a raging rapid.
Yeah.
It's no lazy river. It's a raging rapid.
Who even knows? Who even knows? But it was perfect.
It was. It really was. It's always so much fun. I love having people join us for Would You Rathers.
Me too. Even when, like sweet Amy McCaw, they're just too tiny and adorable to understand how terrible Would You Rather should be. That's also great. But then when you get the Jackson Fords who take it to 8 other levels, you can't help but love it.
Hey, next time we get Amy on, I guarantee
Oh, it's going to be
you-
bad.
Oh.
It's going to be bloody and just horrifying, and I
Yes.
can't wait for it.
It's going to be majestic in all shapes and forms. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, it totally is. It totally is. So I can't wait for that. But now it's time for favorite final thought quote.
Yes. Okay.
How many do you have? Are you reading
Well, there's a
the
difference.
entire book out loud?
I'm right. Okay, settle down, people. I've got 472 pages to read out. So, do you want to start with the dedication?
I'm not going to edit that, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Not editing. I'm only going to edit that audiobook if I am also recording the audiobook.
That's true. Well, there you go. It's an unedited, badly read audiobook. And you can't see, but you can hear the many bookmarks denoting only some of the quality quotes. I actually ran out of scrap paper to stick in. I'm sorry, I'm like chaotic when it comes to my bookmarks. There are just so many. But I've got 6, and I'm going to give you 6, and you're going to like 6.
Me too! How do you have 6? I also have 6. That is an insane number. How do we both have that many
don't know.
numbers?
I don't look
That's
at
right,
yours.
that many numbers.
I don't look at yours until
I don't look at yours either.
I sit down and go, oh, have we got any of the same? We tend not to. We're usually pretty good with that, actually.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah.
I'm just going to
So
give
what
you
have you
these in
got?
no particular order. Sometimes working for the government means cool toys. It's got to have a perk. The whole plan is all sizzle, no steak.
There's your food.
That's true. Once electrocuted, twice shy, I guess. Maybe we could have our cake and eat it, I say, which is poor choice of words because now I want cake. I'm Batman. Get moving, jackass. And finally, which feels like the quintessential Tegan quote to me, just once, I'd like to be the person with the biggest dick.
Those are all great.
What delights have you got? Because there's just so many to choose from.
All right. Mine are going to go in order of the book, I believe. He's doing it now as he stands behind Annie's chair, scowling the scowliest scowl that anyone has ever scowled.
I love it.
It just sounds like us.
It does when shit says us.
All right. Next. Triple uh-oh. quadruple, goddammit, and all of the yikes. Also us.
Excuse me, I'm sure that's Fictional Hangover TM right there.
Christmas elves! Monocles!
Oh, those were inspired cursing.
Yep. Just, like, I heard one time if you start shouting random words, it diffuses arguments. Christmas elves! Monocles! I believe it then goes on to, like, LeBron James or something,
Yes.
but Christmas elves and monocles were top notch for me.
Yeah.
Next. Eat shit, Grandpa. There's no grandparents involved in this story. It would be safe to say that their guest is totally flabbered. I love it. And finally, cockwomble, asshole, cookie monster, fuck.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. I love this book.
it's amazing.
I love this book so much.
I think this is probably the most quotable out of all three. There's just so... And they're all quotable, but yeah, it got ridiculous the amount of lines I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, you know, last time I really thought nothing was ever going to top Go Fuck Your Dick in a Blender. But this one was full of some treasures as well.
Challenge was accepted and exceeded.
Really, really was. I know. I'm kind of afraid of what's going to happen next time.
I'm excited.
Oh, man. Okay. If you liked this, try this. What do you have to suggest this time?
I'm holding a book up.
Excellent.
I've gone down the route of ridiculous powers, much cursing. Actually, what the hell's going on here?
Claire, we've already talked about the girl who can move shit with her mind and random shit flying through the air. What? You can't talk about those again. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about sex
cannot.
criminals.
Excellent.
Yes.
Continue.
I
Do
will.
go on.
It's by Matt Fraction, and I can't say his surname properly, so I apologise now. Chip Zdarsky, and it's published by Image Comics, so it's a graphic novel. And I'll start you off with Volume 1. I'm holding the book right now, so I'm going to just read the back of it. Susie has a secret. For her, sex literally makes the world come to a standstill. John has a problem. He hates his life, his job, and the special curse that makes him just like Susie. Girl meets boy, girl hooks up with boy, and for the first time in their lives they find themselves alone, together. So they do what any new young couple having sex and freezing time might do. They rob banks. Yeah, so there you go. It's batshit loco. So if honestly, if you like where Jackson Robb takes things, you will like Sex Criminals, and it's a graphic novel, so it's something a little bit different for you as well. Yeah.
Excellent.
What have you got?
Excellent. I am also going a superhero sort of way, and I'm going to suggest the Zeros trilogy by Scott Westerfeld, Margot Lanigan, and Deborah Biancotti. Don't call them heroes. These 6 Californian teens have powers that set them apart. They can do stuff ordinary people can't. Take Ethan, aka Scam. He's got a voice inside him that'll say whatever you want to hear, whether it's true or not. Which is handy, except when it isn't. Like when the voice starts gabbing in the middle of a bank robbery. The only people who can help are the other Zeros, who aren't exactly best friends these days. Enter Nate, aka Bellwether, the group's glorious leader. After Scam's SOS, he pulls the scattered Zeros back together. But when the rescue blows up in their faces, the Zeros find themselves propelled into whirlwind encounters with ever more dangerous criminals. And At the heart of the chaos, they find Kelsey, who can take a crowd in the palm of her hand and tame it, or let it loose as she pleases. It's a fun trilogy. I
Sounds
really
good.
enjoyed it.
Sounds
Is it
good.
a trilogy? Is it 3? It might be 4. I might be lying every time I say that it's a trilogy.
I feel so betrayed.
Maybe it is a trilogy. I can't remember. I've read them all, but it's been a couple of years since I did.
Should we just say series?
Read the series. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. Great. Excellent. Everything about it. Okay. That's it for this episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire.
Join us next time as we discuss Book 5 in the Vampire Academy series, Spirit Bound by Rochelle Mead.
Yay!
Yay! Look out for our Would You Rather polls on social media. Don't forget about our book club and monthly challenges on Facebook. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover-themed merchandise. And become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book.
You can find us at fictionalhangover.com, follow us on Instagram at fictionalhangover, find us on Facebook at facebook.com/fictionalhangover, and on Twitter at fictionalhangover, no ER. If you'd like this episode, check out our others and rate, review and subscribe so you don't miss out. And finally, special thanks to Liz Emerson for our music. You can find her on Facebook and Patreon. Thanks for listening.